Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. My name is Harshmeet Singh and I welcome you all to episode number 7 of the Prelims Hack 2022 series. I hope all of you have been following all the episodes that we have already shot for this series. Till today, we have covered episodes such as the important international bodies, the important water bodies and the nations around those. We have also done a couple of episodes on geography, environment, and we have also discussed in the past some important mnemonics about information in the history subject. Today's lecture will specifically be focused on polity. In Indian polity, there are a lot of extremely important facts that you must remember from the prelims examination point of view, and we are here to make it easier for you to help you in remembering some of that information which can come in very handy in the prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's see what are the different mnemonics that we have for you, especially related to the Indian polity subject. Now, the first mnemonic that I have for you is about what were the provinces that had the most number of members in the Constituent Assembly. Now, when you read your Indian polity book in the first few chapters, you read about the making of the Indian Constitution. In that, you read about the Constituent Assembly and the different members that were representing their respective provinces in the Constituent Assembly. Out of that, one key information is how many members were representing which different provinces. So what we have to remember here is specifically those provinces from where most of the members were a part of the Constituent Assembly. The top 5 of these were the United Provinces, which had 55 members, Madras with 49 members, Bihar 36, Bombay 21, West Bengal 19. So these are at least the top 5 that you should remember as per their representation in the Constituent Assembly. Now, an interesting way to remember this can be United Madras Big Boy West, or United Madras was a big boy who went to the Western nations. United Provinces, Madras, BIG big is actually Bihar, BO is actually for Bombay, and West is for West Bengal. Anyhow, you have to remember this information. If you remember it using this mnemonic, great. If you have to find out some other way to remember this, that is also perfectly fine. But do try and remember this information. The next mnemonic that we have for you is one of those that almost every UPSC aspirant would have come across at least once in their lives. Whenever you search for mnemonics or whenever you try and come up with a trick to remember important information, this is the first one that almost every student is ready to share. But just in case you are one of those who has not remembered this, or if you are one of those who has not come across this trick, let me share it with you. This is a trick to remember the schedules in the Indian Constitution, the 12 schedules that we have. We had 8 originally in the Constitution when it first began, and then we added 4 more. So as of today, we have 12 schedules in the Indian Constitution which can be remembered by using this particular phrase, tiers of old PM, where every single letter stands for one of the schedules in the correct order. T stands for territory because schedule number 1 talks about the territory of India. Schedule number 2 talks about the emoluments, that is salary, etc. of important positions. A stands for oath and affirmation mainly. R stands for Rajya Sabha seats given to respective states. So this is Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3, Schedule 4. Moving on, Schedule number 5 is S for schedule areas. So this S signifies the Schedule number 5. Then comes Schedule number 6, which has other schedule areas in the northeastern states, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Then we have F for functions of the union and the state. As you know, Schedule number 7 has 3 different lists which divide the functions of the union government, of the state governments, and then we also have the concurrent list where some common functions are given for both types of governments. These are the first 7 schedules. Schedule number 8 similarly is O for official languages, so we have O here. Schedule number 9 for land reforms. Schedule number 10 which has the anti-defection law. The last 2 letters are P and M, and as you would rightly know, P stands for Panchayat, M stands for municipality. So one of the easiest and the most well-known mnemonic for remembering the schedules is this, tiers of old PM. I hope it is easy for you to remember these now. Now, in terms of the schedules, while it is easy to remember all the 12 schedules, it might not be very easy to remember what is inside those schedules. So let me try and make it slightly easier for you by trying to give you a trick of how to remember the languages that are mentioned in schedule number 8 of the Indian Constitution. Now, the 8th schedule started with 14 languages and today it has 22 languages in total. Now, remembering all these 22 languages is no easy task. So either you can leave it if you think, no, it is too difficult for me, I don't want to go ahead and jumble up everything in my mind. But if you really want to go ahead and remember these, let me give you a trick. Now, this trick would especially be easier for you if you are a movie fan. If you're someone who watches the movies, then this might be easier for you. How? The trick is K3G. K3G is a very popular short name given to the Karan Johar movie, that is Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. So K3G, Phantom. Phantom is also a film production house. Must, BMS. What is BMS? BMS is again a short form given to the app Book My Show, where you actually go and book your movie tickets. In 2D, because there are two languages which start with letter B, two which start with M and two which start with S. And then D. If you remember this phrase somehow, K3G, Phantom, Must, Book My Show, or BMS 2D. 2D is the version of the movie that you're going to see. It will be very easy for you to remember all these languages. Let's see how. K3G means there are 3 Ks. Konkani, Kashmiri and Kannada. Next, G. G stands for Gujarati. Then we come to Phantom. P for Punjabi, H for Hindi, A Assamese, N Nepali, T for Tamil, O for Odia and M for Maithili. Then the next word is Must, M-U-S-T, Marathi, Urdu, Sanskrit and Telugu. Then we have BMS, Book My Show twice. Okay. So BMS is Bodo, Malayalam, Sindhi, and one more time Bengali, Manipuri and Santhali. And in the end we have the Dogri language, that is for D. Again, all these mnemonics might not make a lot of sense to you. Some of them might be very weird, but as long as they are helping you get that important 2-mark question right, that is all that matters at the end of the day. So this is how you can remember all the 22 languages of the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Now, while reading Indian Polity, one question that most of you have in your minds is how to remember the articles, or which articles do we remember, and how to remember the important constitutional amendments. Now, it is not humanly possible to remember all the 105 constitutional amendments. But as long as you can remember the last 15 constitutional amendments, you should be in safe hands. And that is why I've tried to introduce a trick for you, especially to remember the last 15 constitutional amendments, that is amendments from 91 to 105. All that you have to do is you have to remember these 4 words: Moot, Rock, Jet, Nesso. Moot, Rock, Jet, Nesso. You can come up with any story that you want as long as it helps you to remember these 4 words in the correct order. Let's see how. Constitutional Amendment number 91 is the one that imposed a limit on the maximum number of ministers that we can have in the Council of Ministers, that is 15% of Lok Sabha. So M for ministers. O for official language. As you know, 4 new languages were added in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution through the 92nd Amendment. In the comment section of the video, do tell me what were these 4 languages. Number 93, which introduced OBC reservation, that is the 27% OBC reservation that we have. Number 94, made it mandatory to have a tribal welfare minister in the newly formed states of Chhattisgarh and in the state of Jharkhand. That is MOOT, Moot. Then ROCK, Rock. R is for reservation for SC, ST, Anglo-Indians, specifically in Lok Sabha, that had to be continued for 10 more years. 96 changed Odia to Odia. So the spelling of the language Odia was changed to ODIA. 97 gave the constitutional status to cooperative societies. And 98 gave special powers to the governor of Karnataka to take steps for the development of Hyderabad, Karnataka area specifically, that has been devoid of development for many, many decades. So this is how you can remember ROCK, 95, 96, 97 and 98. The next 3 are JET, Jet. J stands for judiciary. So when you talk about judiciary, what we really mean to say is NJAC. As you know, the NJAC was the idea that stood for National Judicial Appointment Commission. The entire idea was that this will replace the existing collegium system in the manner of appointment of Supreme Court and High Court judges. But as expected, it was struck down by the Supreme Court. 100th Constitutional Amendment was about the exchange of enclaves between India and Bangladesh. That is why E stands for enclaves. Then we have 101st, which is T for tax. Which tax? The GST, which became a part of our taxation system. And the last four, NESO. N stands for National Commission for Backward Classes, which was given a constitutional status. E for EWS reservation, the 10% reservation introduced by the Modi government. S for SC/ST Anglo-Indian reservation. Now out of this, only SC/ST reservation was continued for 10 more years, and now we don't have Anglo-Indian reservation in the Lok Sabha. And the last constitutional amendment, 105th, is allowing the state governments to make their own respective OBC lists. So NESO. What did we learn? Moot, rock, jet, NESO, NESO, which will help you remember last 15 constitutional amendments very, very easily. Now the next is an interesting fact that you must know about the Indian Constitution. It is not possible to remember all the articles all through the Constitution, but there is a very unique connection between some of the articles that you can understand. For example, if you look at the articles which are with regards to the union government, and then you look at the articles which are with regards to the state governments, there is a very unique connection between the two. The connection is that if you look at article numbers above 112 or including 112 as well, you add the number 90 to those articles and you will get the corresponding article for the state governments. You can try it out on multiple articles. Let's see how. Article 112 talks about the annual financial statement for the union government, that is the budget. Add 90, you reach to 202, which talks about annual financial statement for the state government, so budget for the states. Similarly, 117 talks about special provisions for financial bills at the union government level. Add 90, you reach 207. Similarly, special provisions for the financial bills at the state. This will hold true for all these articles at the union government level, which are 112 or over 112. Just add 90 and you will reach the article number for the state government article. There are other examples as well. Let's see how. For example, there is article number 119, regulation by law of procedure in parliament in relation to financial business, and what is plus 90, 209, the same thing for the state government level. This lies true even when you talk about president and the governor. Article 123, power of president to promulgate ordinance. 213, power of the governor to promulgate the ordinance. So as you can see, a direct relation. But what happens when the article number is below 112? When the article number is below 112, then you have to add 89 and not 90. And you will get the same result. Article 77, conduct of business of the government of India. Add 89, you will get to 166, conduct of business at the government of the state. Similarly, you see Article 86, 79, 88, all these lie true to this particular fact that if there is an article with respect to the union government below the number 112, you add the number 89, you get the corresponding article for the state government level as well, which is an information which can be extremely handy for you, both in the prelims and in the mains examination. The one other thing that a lot of you have trouble remembering is the fundamental duties. Now, there are a total of 11 fundamental duties right now. A lot of you get confused between fundamental duties, directive principles, or is it a fact that is written in the preamble or somewhere else? Now let me tell you how to remember these fundamental duties, in fact in the correct order. It is as easy as remembering A, B, C, D, E. I'll tell you how. For the first duty, remember A is for abide. So abide by the national anthem, abide by the ideals of the constitution, that is A. What comes after A? B. B for Bapu's ideals. Who is Bapu? Mahatma Gandhi. So second duty is to follow the noble ideals that inspired the freedom struggle of the country. So B for Bapu, Bapu's ideals. C for center. Center means unity of the government, sovereignty. So the third duty is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the center or of the country. You can say C for center or C for country. What comes after C? D. D for defend the nation. So defend the country and give national service whenever called upon to do so. What comes after D? E. E is for equality and brotherhood. So promote harmony, spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, regional or sectional diversities. See how easy it is. A, B, C, D, E, and then comes F. F for forts, means culture and preservation. To preserve the rich heritage of the country's composite culture, such as the different forts that we have. And after F, we have G. G for green, means green environment. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife. See how easy it is? Then H. H for humanism. That also means scientific temper. To develop scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Next, I. What is the most famous statement with regards to this letter I, or with regards to the word I? An eye for an eye would make the whole world blind. Means no violence. So I means to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. To make sure that you don't take up violence and you reject the idea of violence. After I comes J. Sorry for the spelling mistake, but this is intentional. J for genius. Means you should strive for excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation becomes better and rises in the times to come. Easy. And the last, after J comes K. K is for knowledge, means the right to education, providing the opportunities for education to his child or ward between the age of 6 and 14 years. I am sure you would have never found it easier to remember these fundamental duties one by one. As I said, it is as easy as remembering A, B, C, D, E. Just remember the alphabets and you are good to go. These are the mnemonics I had for you in the Polity series. I really hope you enjoyed them. Do watch out the other episodes also and do like the video if you like this. Thank you so much for watching.